Do you want to live here in Merida? You need to know those 5 pros and cons before living here in Merida. Merida is the beautiful city who Mexican national comes here because the difference than other cities here in Mexico is more safety. Another point is because the economic about public transport, about job between another alternative give a lot benefits Mexican nationals. But don't forget foreigners too, because foreigners look this city the best place in Mexico. But when you before take or make this decision to move here in Merida, it's important for you to know those pros and cons. Let's get started. Cons. The first cons is Merida weather in summer is hot. A lot of the people complain about this situation because it's not only sweat a lot in your body, feel the high, stronger sun during the day. The most common complaint for foreigners, people who live here in Merida and Mexican national too, is because suffer for this famous outage electricity. This is something completely normal here in Merida. Local people know how handle this situation. However, if you want to move here, you need to know your neighborhood. You need to know that Merida in summer is hot. You need to know that always in Merida is hot. No matter what, in the spring or maybe in autumn or winter. However, in winter is the best season for a lot of people here in Merida. More for people who they don't born in this city. But normally Merida is hot. And if you want to move here in Merida and you love the weather hot, Merida is perfect for you. But exists a lot alternative that you overcome those outage, those electric system down in your home, in your department, where you live. Exists a lot of options. You need to ask, you need to look up, but you know how overcome those bad situations. Believe me, you will enjoy here in Merida. The second cons is raising costs of living in Merida. It's completely normal when in any city comes a lot of people because the demand on the rent, on the cost, on the price starting raising little by little. Depend the neighborhood, depend the cost, and you need to understand that. It's true. Local people is completely difficult for them because nowadays the gentrification affect the people. But you need to understand that this situation is not only in Mexico, it's not only in Merida, happen in anywhere. The government need to work in that situation. But you, if you want to move to Merida, you need to be smart. Choose your location. Choose where you want to live. What neighborhood you want to live. Which store you want to buy, which restaurant you want to eat. You need to understand that place. However, it's the biggest recommendation for any people who is not born in Merida, being social to other people, local people, because they recommend you what is the best place. Depend your income, depend where you need to live. Mexican government bureaucracy. This is the most complaint situation for everybody because Merida government about the process is completely bureaucracy. For example, in SSP, imagine that you want to register your new car because your car purchased here in Merida and you want to register that car. Okay, you need to follow certain conditions, certain documents, certain rules. Sometimes it's not easy. It's the same for Mexican people or Mexican national who comes to Merida. The language is not the barrier. The barrier is the bureaucracy because the bureaucracy sometimes prolong for longer time you process in register your car or maybe put new plate in your car or got a driver license between another kind of process. To be honest with you, as Mexican, I have that opportunity to meet a lot city here in my country, but Merida is completely different. It's more special in process, in bureaucracy, but you need to be the one key, be patient, to be patient and handle, overcome this situation. The more recommendation for you if you have the money to pay someone who handle your process, do it. You know Spanish and you are patient, do it. Depend your circumstance, but don't complain for it because maybe that bureaucracy keep Merida the best city in safety, in being safety. Yes, maybe that is the biggest advantage in this city. Difficult to find parking in the downtown. If you want to visit the famous downtown here in Merida and you love drive because maybe drive is important for you, bring your car is important for you, you need to understand something. In Merida, in the downtown, it's completely difficult find a parking, private parking or maybe public parking. If you want to show up in any event or ceremony or anything, you need to show up more early because believe me, when you show up more early, you have more opportunity to find a parking. Maybe near about that event, maybe far or far away about that event, but you need to find that perfect parking for you. Don't complain about it because you need to understand that in Merida about population is 1 million to up. It's completely normal that the downtown is uncrowded, the people, crowded the cars. Yes, but don't complain about it. My recommendation for you is show up more early about that event, about that date with someone or any situation that you need to go to the downtown. The last comes is Merida is loud. This is completely relative because, yeah, if you live in the downtown, in the core from Merida, it's normal. Listen, a lot noise around you because you live in the downtown. A lot ceremonies, a lot event, a lot activities happen in the downtown. But if you live in the northern from Merida, it's completely different because the loud is nothing. Okay, depend what happened about that season because December is completely normal for Mexican people make parties, or maybe in October or November, or maybe in any birthday, yes, party birthdays. But it's not always done in the downtown because the downtown is the core from Merida. It's completely normal, a lot activities. Now let's go to know the pros. The first is the safe city in Mexico. I told you, a lot of people complain about bureaucracy. It's the same than me sometimes because I am Mexican. Sometimes it's difficult for me make certain process. But I am completely grateful of living in Merida because it's completely safety, different than other cities here in my country. More because you have that opportunity to go in any place in Merida without being scared for yourself. Of course, sometimes happens weird situations in Merida, but it's completely normal. Any city, any country is not perfect. Always happens something. But Merida is the biggest highlight in safe here in Mexico. The second pro is lots of Maya and Mexican culture. Yucatan, who is the state, have a lot richest culture, Maya culture. You have that opportunity to visit archaeological sites, Maya ceremonies, or restaurant Mayas, dishes Mayas, between another kind of legend, mythos, histories about Mayas, museums about Mayas. Merida have anything. Yucatan have a lot riches in culture. However, is the most highlight stay here in my country where you are able to know a lot activities about Mexican culture than Mexico City. Merida is beautiful. It's rich in anything. You don't need a car in Merida. Maybe you are that foreigner or resident who you don't like drive a car because maybe you don't like the traffic, you don't like be stressful driving your car because you love involved in the real life about Merida. Maybe you love taking public transport. Okay, Merida have those options for you. For example, the famous Van Ibem, those blue bus, who is completely normal for Merida people take those buses because it's comfortable, it's easy to take, only you need to download a app or recharge the card and use that card. And okay, the most important is you need to know the route. But when you know the route, it's more easy for you to moving in that public transport. Merida have it that easy condition to move in any place here in Merida. The northern, the center, and the south from Merida. You are able to know anything. Try to live that experience and move in public transport. Many things to do in Merida. Merida government tried to always make a lot activities, a lot event, a lot ceremonies because love entertain the local people, foreigners people, Mexican national. Merida government had light in those situations. If you want to know what happened in Merida, you need to follow the official social media. Who those official social media give you that news about futures, event, activities, cultural activities, anything. Don't lose those activities. Follow those official social media. Trying to enjoy the funny activities, event, ceremonies that always Merida government do it for you. And the last one is Yucatan food is amazing. As Mexican who love eat any famous dishes in any state, Yucatan is the biggest famous place for Yucatan dishes or gastronomic. You are able to go in different restaurants, famous restaurants here in Merida and eat the local Yucatan food. Believe me, you will feel completely grateful eat those food. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe in this channel. Remember, thumbs up, the bell, and don't forget the new video in this channel. Before to leave, I'm gonna recommend you the next video because that video I share with you a PDF who is the knowledge that you need to know if you want to know more about Merida. Thank you so much for watching. Nos vemos pronto.